Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here with my October TBR, which is all the books that I hopefully can read in October of 2024. I have 6 books chosen from the library, and I do need to pick a book for the Buzzwordathon. The Buzzwordathon is a reading challenge that's hosted by Books and Lala here on YouTube. Every month has a theme, and the theme for October is relationship words. I have 11 books, here's a picture, on my physical TBR of books with titles that fit this prompt. I can't decide which one I want to read, so I'm going to do a random number generator and we'll find out together. Okay, so here is my phone and our number is 11. Number 11 is The Children on the Hill by Jennifer McMahon. I don't know anything about this book. Let me read about it real quick. So it looks like you are following dual timelines. One of them is 1978, one of them is 2019. In 1978, it looks like the house that's on the cover is a treatment center for mentally ill, possibly children. And so one gets brought and she's creepy. And then in 2019, Lizzie Shelley hosts a podcast, and she has come to Vermont, which is where this takes place, and I guess probably to the house. And she's like looking for a monster, or a child has been abducted. I don't know. I've never read anything by Jennifer McMahon. I got this book when I went to visit my mom last year. She had some books on her shelf that she had already read and didn't want any more, and so I grabbed it. So that's how I got this book, and that's why I don't know anything about it, because it was just a book that was given to me by my mom. But I'm pretty excited. That's a good way to start the month, because October is spooky season, so I kind of have a mixture of like weird spooky books and not, because I got them from the library. And you know me, when I get to the library, I just pick things up without any regard for what I'm picking. Here are my library books. I have The Sunbearer Trials by Aiden Thomas. This is a young adult book. I believe it's a series. I don't know anything about it. I'm pretty sure Aiden Thomas wrote Cemetery Boys, and I read that several years ago and loved that book. And I've heard a lot about the Sunbearer Trials. I just haven't ever picked it up, and I happened to see it at my library kiosk, and I was like, hey, I'm going to get that book. And so now I have this book. Another book, I saw this one at the kiosk just today when I was picking up a hold, is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This is more of like a hopefully I can get to this month. I don't know if I will or not. It is a lot thicker than I thought it was. I don't really know anything about this book either. I know everyone lost their mind for it a few years ago, but not everybody liked it. Some people did and some people didn't. It's about video game design, video games, and AI. I have no idea. I don't know, but I guess I'm going to read it and then I'll be able to tell you what it's about. The next book I got from the library is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This book is about, I believe, 2 publishers, like book publishers that don't like each other, but they go on a trip together. And of course, it's a romance book, so you know they fall in love. I've only read one other Emily Henry book. I read People We Meet on Vacation, and I liked that one. I've heard a lot of people really like Book Lovers. That's one of their favorites of all of Emily Henry's books, and so I put it on hold and picked it up from the library. Mm-hmm. And the last library book I got was Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. This is a new release from Chuck Tingle. I think it just came out like last month. It just says 2024. I'm pretty sure it just came out in like August or September. This is about a screenplay writer, I believe, who has finally gotten an Oscar nomination, but the company wants him to, for the algorithm, off the gay characters. And he doesn't know how he feels about that, because I believe he might be gay too. This is the second Chuck Tingle book that I will have read. I read Camp Damascus last year and really enjoyed that. And I've heard some good things about this new one, and I'm really excited that my hold happened so quickly and I already have it. The next library book I have is All Hallows by Christopher Golden. I got this as an audiobook from my library. I don't really know anything about it. I know that it's under the horror section, and it sounded perfect for October because, you know, All Hallows is like All Hallows Eve, like Halloween. And I was just looking through the horror audiobooks on Hoopla because I needed a couple, and I needed a couple audiobooks for the month. And I wanted them to be spooky because spooky season, and so I picked this one. The second audiobook I got from Hoopla was The Laws of the Skies by Gregoire Courtois. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce their name or not. This is on my list of books that I want to read, but I don't own, obviously, because I got the library book, an audiobook. I think it's kind of like Lord of the Flies, but with like 6-year-olds. I think Jordaline just talked about this in her recent video about horror book recommendations, and I believe I've heard Gabby Reeves talk about it too. So when I saw they had an audiobook for it, I decided to check it out. Those are 7 books that I'm hoping to read in the month of October. I know that with school starting, it's hard for me to always get to all the books, but I do still want to try to pick 10 books. Partially because I like to pick out of the TBR jar. So I'm going to pick 3 books this month, and we'll see what we get. So once again, I explain this every video, but this is my TBR jar. It is filled with books that I own that need to be read, but also from that list I talked about earlier of books that I want to read. I don't necessarily own them, but those are in here too. So let's mix it up, and we're going to pull. This one feels good. Sure, why not? It is Moon of the Crusted Snow. That is a physical book I own. I just saw it right here. Ooh, I think this is another creepy book, so that's exciting. Moon of the Crusted Snow by Wabashig Rice? Oh, I don't know how to say that name. I'm so sorry. This is it. Oh, you can't see it because it's very white on white. I don't know anything about this book. So I'm just going to read the synopsis. It says, as one society collapses, another is reborn. With winter looming, a small northern Anishinaabe community goes dark, cut off from power and communication with no foreseeable resolution. Only very few residents truly realize the community's shortfalls. When unexpected visitors arrive, escaping the crumbling society to the south, tensions rise and allegiances are divided. The harsh winter months pass slowly, and the food supply dwindles as the death toll and panic rise, but the greatest threat to the survival of the reserve might come from within the community itself. So, I mean, kind of weird to read in October because it's like a winter horror novel, but, you know, it is what it is. It's still spooky. This is another book that I got when I went to visit my mom, and she was cleaning off her bookshelves. I don't think she actually read this one. I don't know if she read The Children on the Hill either, but I got them for my mom, and now I get to read them. Okay, that was a good pick. It looks kind of short, so maybe I can get to it this month. All right, the next one is The Ruins. Another creepy horror book. Man, life just knows that it's October and I need spooky stuff. Not that I don't read it all year round anyway, but this is exciting. The Ruins by Scott Smith. This is another book that I own. It is on my Kindle. I've had this one for several years. In this book, you are following a group of, I believe, college students that are on vacation. This one's also kind of weird because it's like set during the summer, I think. They go down to Mexico or Central America. One of the members of the group goes missing, and so the others like get help from locals to find him, and they take them to this like abandoned ruins. But once they get there, the other locals will not let them leave. Then creepy things start happening with the plants. This is a movie. I have seen the movie several times. From what I understand, this is pretty big body horror, has some pretty gross scenes. Basically, it's about killer plants. but not in a fun way like Little Shop of Horrors. There's no singing. There's just a lot of blood and killer plants. Anyway, I've been wanting to read this for a really long time. Again, strange because I have like a winter horror and a summer horror, and we're smack dab in the middle of fall, but it is what it is. I'm very excited. And this TBR is shaping up to be pretty cool. All right, we're going to pick one more to make an even 10. We got I'm the Vampire, That's Why. So we picked I'm the Vampire, That's Why by Michelle Bardsley. This, I don't know anything about it. A romance. So it is I don't know. I think it's a romance. I think it's like a silly, yes, it sounds like it's a spicy book. I got this book at the library sale back in the spring. It was $1 and it looked fun and silly, so I picked it up and now I get to read it. So those are the books for my TBR, and looking at it, a lot of them, all 3 books that I pulled from my TBR jar are actually books that I own, which is great because I have so many library books this month that I really needed to get some more books off these shelves because, again, still trying to shrink these shelves. But we have a good mix. We have some romance, we have some spooky, we have young adult, some sci-fi. I have a pretty good month set out for me. So now I want to know, have you read any of these books? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.